Hello and welcome to www.luxurytolast.com. Today we're talking collecting watches and we're talking servicing. That's right, servicing. And as every watch collector knows, you do need to service your pieces. And that raises a very good question. How often should you service your watches? Now, as a general rule of thumb, what I tend to do is on automatic or mechanical type watches, I tend to, any pieces that I've bought which I'm unsure of the last service, I will tend to get the pieces serviced. And if the piece is a quartz piece, I still believe a quartz piece should be serviced because besides the quartz movement itself, there's quite a few moving parts there. So it's always good to keep the piece in great condition. So I tend to, with quartz pieces themselves there, the best advice I can give you is if you are not going to be using the piece, sometimes it's better to remove the battery if you're going to put the watch into storage. Because I've seen some absolute horror stories where some people have had really nice, good brand name gold watches and the battery's gone flat, and as soon as it goes flat it then starts to leak, and that's just awful when the acids and the contents of the battery leak out and damage the circuitry and that there, so that can lead to a very expensive repair. In my case, with a lot of the quartz watches I've got, which I don't have any men's one, they're mainly in my wife's collection, because quartz is a great thing for a lady's watch, because with ladies themselves there, they like to just put the watch on and off you go, whereas men like to fiddle, and men find the quartz movement quite a negative. So with ladies pieces in quartz aren't a big problem. They're always saleable, but the men's pieces, you want to try and stay away from quartz unless you've got a certain reason for buying a quartz version. With ladies' pieces themselves there, I tend to check them once a week. I love my watches. I've got a safe at home, and I've also got a bank safety deposit box where I store some pieces. But any pieces that I have it in the safe at home, I'm opening that safe up once a week, and I always just have a quick glance to see that the quartz pieces are still going. As far as servicing goes, automatic or mechanical watches, mechanical is manual wind. Look, you're best to get your piece serviced once every 5 years, they say. If you are diving with watches, like a waterproof, like any of the Rolexes there, you're probably best to pressure test it. They say 12 months, but look, once you've had it serviced, you could probably extend that to 2 years if you wanted to be stingy. But I've got a really good watchmaker who pressure tests for about $20, and I take my pieces every year if I'm going to wear them in water for him to quickly test them, and it's always good to be safe than sorry. So there you have it there. That's how often you should service watches. Service probably once every 5 years, and that's the best way to make sure that your pieces are keeping good time. Because what happens is when they service the watch, they basically disassemble all the moving parts and they clean them, and that gets rid of any dried up, gummed up oil. And what they then do is they then lubricate the parts and put the watch together. And that's really your best thing you can do. And if you've got parts which have the lubrication has dried out, it can actually damage the other parts. So its best idea is to keep your watch nice and serviced. As far as the service process goes, look, in all honesty, myself being a bit of a watch flipper and small-time dealer, I tend to, once I've serviced a watch, I've never had to do a second service because I've often traded or swapped it. And look, it does add to the value of the watch itself there. If you say, look, this was serviced in such and such a time. Normally what happens with the watch when it is serviced, the watchmaker will put some marks in the back which indicates when he last serviced it, and that's always a good sign, because that tells people when you did actually service it. And the thing is, with with watches themselves, they're a precision instrument, and it's always good to have it running properly. As far as whether you should take the watch to the official dealer or official agency for that brand, or should you use a third-party watchmaker, look, it depends on your knowledge. I mean, I myself, as a small-time dealer, I couldn't make any money if I sent it off to the official agent for repair. However, if you're a novice and you're not really sure who to go to, there's some merit to taking it to the manufacturer. Sometimes even people like myself, collectors, with a lot of experience, have to send it to the manufacturer if a certain part is broken and there is no other choice. And that's just a fact of life. I had a friend of mine who had a very nice Jaeger-LeCoultre, and a part broke inside it. The part was about $30, but Jaeger-LeCoultre said to him, look, you need to have a full service. The full service was about $1,000. So always be careful with what sort of problems you have with the watch, and that can lead to a very expensive type of repair. But look, the thing is your best thing to do if you are trying to find a independent watchmaker is to ask other enthusiasts or even a watch dealer, look, who do you use to do servicing? And they will often give you some good referrals. And I think there's certainly, it's one of these things. This is why it's good to develop a good relationship with a watch dealer who can give you advice on who to take pieces to for repairs. And that brings us to the end of this clip here. I hope you've enjoyed it. This is a clip on getting your watch serviced. And please come to my free information website, www.collectinglouisvuitton.com, and also my other site, www.luxurytolast.com. Thanks very much for watching this clip. Bye-bye.